I do want to refer to an email that we got into the programme, and it's in relation in some ways to Steve Jobs. Remember Steve Jobs died, and we spoke about pancreatic cancer, and I spoke to a few people whose relatives were suffering from this cancer. And one such person, Anne, has emailed into us with the following note to say, listen, I spoke to you on the show a little while ago, just after Steve Jobs passed away. And it was about my mum, who also had pancreatic cancer. And I spoke about how lucky she was, that she was fortunate to be one of the chosen few who was eligible for surgery, and how she had suffered serious setbacks over the summer. In a few words, she was a total inspiration in how she handled her illnesses. And then we got the worst news imaginable. She went in for a scan as she was feeling a little unwell, nothing to be worried about, and none of us were that concerned as she had been through many scans in the last year. Though in less than 24 hours, our world fell apart. The scan showed that her cancer was incurable. We were told worst case scenario, she had days to live, and best case scenario, months. We were, with her wishes, hoping to get her home ASAP and that she could receive palliative care at home. And we started to do a bucket list of things she would like to do before she died. And none of her wishes were extravagant. Her top wish was to have all the family together to celebrate birthdays coming and past. And her own birthday was fast approaching. To cut a long story short, she never got out of the hospital. She died 10 days after she was diagnosed. And I'm sitting here with tears running down my face as I write this, as she said to me a few days after the terrible diagnosis, "What does Ryan Tubridy think of this?" I had shown her the email that had come from your researcher Grace, which gave me so much hope at the time I was lost for words. And I've been listening, as I always do, to your show about all of the people who are under severe financial pressure and about your toy appeal, and collectively we have decided to spend the money that we would normally spend on each other on this very worthy cause, as I know my mum would love this idea. She worked in a St. Vincent de Paul charity shop up until she was first diagnosed with cancer. I, like many people, keep questioning what life is prone to throwing at us and why. And it's very hard to keep body and soul together. I never thought it was possible to feel such a massive void in my life. My mum was an amazing person, and she was my best friend that I could always turn to in times of need. Lastly, I'd like to thank you for helping me get through each painful day, and for the amazing work that your behind-the-scenes people do. Thanks for taking the time to read this. That's from Anne. With 3 kisses. She adds in brackets, my 5-year-old insists that I sign off with 3 kisses.
2FM.